Two teams looking for their first win of the season, and it's the first interstate ice hockey game in Adelaide in exactly 1,000 games. Different team name, different league, but the passion's still very much there from a crowded Adelaide barn. Eric Ballnar, happy to call all the PHL action for you. And I'm joined by two players that, well, they've coached, they've general managed, they've played for national teams respectively. They've just won a championship with the Adelaide Extreme in the NHSL. Eric Lean and Tash Ferrier joining me for the broadcast. Eric, Tash, it's exciting to be back here.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Like you said, it's been a 1,000 days since we've done something like this, and we're really looking forward to the start here.
Yeah, you can definitely sense the South Australian community is excited for this one. There's a big home crowd today, so we'll see how they go.
Well, both of these teams suffered 2 one-goal losses each last week. For Adelaide, it was kind of excruciating. Two goals conceded in the last 90 seconds when they played so well during the game. The Coast played from behind most of the weekend, but they were feisty at the end. What did you make of both of these teams from the game tape last week?
When we saw what the Avalanche were doing, they were hunting the puck, they were hard, they were using their speed. It was unfortunate that they controlled a lot of the 5-on-5 play, and it was just the special team side of things that let them down.
Yeah, 2 shorthanded goals that were conceded by both of these teams in both of the games, and they both lose by 1 goal. Kind of goes to show special teams kind of important.
Yeah, I would make a big guess and say that both teams would have focused on that over the week, and they're probably looking to change that today.
Central Coast, when you looked at the games that they had against Brisbane, they came out, they're finding their feet as well. They're just starting in the league. So for both teams, really, as they start to find their feet and get going, it's about going to new venues, new rinks, playing with new people. It's all new for everybody.
Both teams have a bunch of debutants on the national stage. Adelaide debuted 8 or 9 of them last week. Kids that were just between 18 and 21 years old finding their feet. The Coast, very similar things, and when you look at the future, it's hard not to look past the 2 Kuleshov brothers, Dimitri and Ivan.
Yeah, they looked very good on the tape, and you can see that they capitalized when Brisbane kind of went to sleep a little bit on them, and they didn't recognize who they were playing out on the ice.
A big in for Adelaide is that man on screen, number 27, Jamie Woodman, a player that both of you are familiar with because you had him on the Adelaide Extreme. What kind of difference does a Jamie Woodman make to just a group in general?
Jamie Woodman's a leader on and off the ice, and I think that would be Adelaide will be looking to have him kind of quarterback the power play tonight, I think, and that was something they probably missed last week. So Jamie Woodman's going to be a big add-in. He's
just flying in, Eric Lean. He did that a bit with the Adelaide Extreme. Is that easy for a player to do, like Jamie Woodman?
No, it's not easy, and he'll go out in the first period and he'll try to play as if he would play normally because his head's telling him what he can do, and his feet and his hands just have to catch up to it. So it's about being simple for Jamie in the first period. Don't try to do too much. By the third period, he'll take over the game.
Adelaide sending out a top line of Nathaniel Benson, Joey McDougall, and Jake Riley. That was a similar line that they used during the NHSL season. Both teams hunting for a win were underway, and Jamie Woodman with the puck tries to scoop it in back towards the Coast defense. The Coast in those green and gray jerseys. Adelaide in your typical South Australian black and white. Tips it off the near boards and into the neutral zone. It's tipped off Alistair Rye and back towards Josh Bortagnan. The Canadian import that has been here for school sends it down the ice, icing waved off, and going to battle away is Nathaniel Benson, and he's crunched right behind by David Harmony. He's a former Hungarian national team player, and he just drilled Nathaniel Benson. Jonathan Root tips it back. That one takes a funny bounce back towards the neutral zone. Goes over Mike Tisch's skates, and Jake Riley leaves it off for Nathaniel Benson. Benson trying to dangle around one. Centering play in front. He was looking for Riley. Noah Maley came in with the second effort, and it'll be taken away by the Coast. Jonathan Ruth has himself upended by Tom Sack, a very versatile player. He also flew in from Western Australia. Longtime player with the Perth Thunder, played in Adelaide during the NHSL season. Adelaide trying to jump on the forecheck. Braden Costa working in against 2 Adelaide players, and it's chipped along the far boards, and Matthew Kopp, the veteran local near the Arena ice rink. It's whiffed on by Tom Sack. That one's lobbed in front of the net. Steve Best, he missed last game because of a wrist injury. He's back in the lineup, and he gives this puck away, and finally the young, high-flying Central Coast players will play this behind the goal. Matusz Trinka has players all around him. Kind of a dangerous play up the boards. It's intercepted along the half marks and grabbed by Noah Maley. Centering play goes off Braden Costa's legs. Jake Hazel tips it forward, and both teams will try to get a line change. Daniel Chen grinding away behind it. Bit of a bumpy start on a bumpy ice surface to start this game. Darren Korstens, the all-time leading goal scorer for this club. 2 minutes in, no whistles, high tempo start. Coast walk in, Costa sends it on net, and Mateusz Trinka makes the save. My goodness, 2 minutes, no whistles, we're off and running.
Yeah, I think the teams will be looking to settle it down a little bit, but you can tell that both teams have a lot of speed, and this is going to be a high tempo game tonight.
It's going to be very difficult. They're never having played in this rink before, smaller dimensions, the ice is a bit choppy. You're going to have to play very direct and very quick.
Jared Siemens chips it off the boards. He's been playing defense for this Avalanche squad so far. Johan Levesque, left wing, walks in, fires a shot, scores! Joey Quebec opens the account. The crowd goes crazy, and it's 1-0 for the Avalanche.
The speed instantly, that speed that the Avalanche showed down in Melbourne, it pays dividends straight away. 4 seconds after a face-off in their own end, puck's in the back of the net, and the crowd loves Joey Levesque.
And listen to that Adelaide roar. You see in the NHSL games in this barn, you had two teams that were basically two home teams at once. It's kind of nice to hear that big eruption at once, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. During the week, Joey Levesque was talking about how excited he was to play in front of the home crowd, and he's really set the tone for the team tonight. Well done to Joey Levesque.
He's scored a goal in each of the games that he's played so far. Jonathan Ruth will bang it behind the goals. The young Mateusz Trinka plays it in and backhands it off the boards. My goodness, dangerous territory there. Joey McDougall couldn't hold on to it. It's played back behind the goal. Alistair Rye, the young captain, only 21 years old, works along the near boards, chipped up from Joey McDougall. Zach Steele trying to scrum it out of there, and Jared Siemens plays it off the right wing to Benson. Benson finds Riley with some speed, left wing. Benson going to the net. Riley on the backhand circles all the way back around, just looking for some sort of opening. He finds Benson. Benson, shot on goal. Monroe knocks it away and into the corners. Tom Monroe, the starting goalie for the Coast. Mateusz Trinka, the starting goalie for the Adelaide Avalanche. Trinka coming off a 52 save performance in a loss to the Ducks, but he was very impressive there. Woodman, bouncing puck, taken away at the center of the ice from Mike Tisch. The import from the United States had a hat trick in his first game, and that goes for icing. We haven't really talked much about the starting goalies yet, but Mateusz Trinka, 52 saves, was really, really good versus the Ducks for the Avalanche.
Yeah, I think we would be expecting to see Mateusz come out and start this weekend. He had a fantastic weekend against the Ducks, and I'm really happy to see him out. He looks confident, he's happy, he likes playing in front of a home crowd, so he'll have a big night.
Draw comes off to the left side. Noah Maley wins the draw. Scoop back to the point. Woodman, a quick shot from the point. Didn't see that too often from Adelaide last week from the defense. Josh Bortsignon, what a good experience for him. Gets to play with Jamie Woodman. How are you?
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Daniel Chen grinding along the boards. That one's taken away from Emile Gori. He's one of the Belgian national team's top defensive pairings. Steve Best took the puck away, though. Woodman again at the point. Tipped down low. Maley redirected it, and it's a nice save from Tom Monroe. Lob back towards the center line. Poked forward from Jonathan Ruth. He's played a few different AIHL teams before making the move to the Pacific. Steve Best banks it along the boards, and Jamie Woodman swats it forward. Woodman, he's got a man in front of the net. Chen, tip, shot on net, and Tom Monroe makes a big save in front of the net, in tight on Daniel Chen.
You asked what Jamie Woodman could bring to the lineup that they didn't have last week, and that just summed it up completely. He takes control of the neutral zone. He's very, very good skater. He can jump up quick, and all of a sudden he turns something into a glorious chance for Chen.
Tom Monroe, the starting goalie for the Coast. He's got a great YouTube channel called I think it's like the Australian Hockey Goalie. You just search Tom Lash. He takes you behind the scenes of what it's like to be a goaltender in Australia. Very candid blogs. Has given his reasons why he's playing in the Pacific. It's worth checking out for any fan or goaltender like yourself, Eric Lee.
And he's got excellent rebound control. So playing in front of him, you feel good when you know that the puck's not going to squirt back out into the slot.
Puck tips away. Braden Costa, centering play, was a dangerous one in front of the net. Jack Ransom has to go back and try to grab it. It's a shot and chipped in off the back of the boards. Coast hemmed along deep. Adelaide with a very energetic start. They've had most of the shots on goal so far in this game. 15 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the opening period. Johan Levesque scored 3 minutes in. Korstens chops it back, and it's gobbled up by Kuleshov. He plays it forward, looking for his brother, Dmitry Kuleshov. Two very talented Kuleshov kids. They're 16 and 17 years old. They play in Europe. They'll be fun to watch, these two kids on the coast.
Yeah, I can definitely see they got some silky skating skills. And what were you going to say there, Eric?
They're going to have to learn, though, that you can't trust the ice. You're seeing it bounce. You're seeing how it's going to work. They've got to actually put it into space and put the defense under pressure of the Avalanche rather than thinking that they're just going to be able to outskill on the way out. It doesn't work on this ice surface.
Draw one, and Kuleshov tries to backhand this out of the zone. Jake Riley does a good job of swatting this back. Mitchell Bai knocks it around the corner, back towards the point, and it's upended, but not out of the zone. Centering play from Benson. This puck just bouncing all over the place. McDougall plays it in behind the goal. Bai working against Jake Riley, and Riley trying to poke it out, and it finally comes free. Nathaniel Benson picks it up in the corner, skating out along the hash marks and relays it behind the goal to Jake Riley. These two are teammates together in the local competition and light up the league in scoring. Jake Riley has a shot whistle wide. It's chipped out and a huge hit. Oh my goodness, Zach Steele just ran into the Coast player, and Adelaide asserting themselves physically. Jake Riley on the right side, buzzing around, circles his way back. He's got to clear the zone, and he finally gets it out for offside, but my goodness, that was a massive hit.
Good for Zach Steele. That was something to get him into the game. Something that was missing from him in Melbourne was he's a big guy. He's 6'2". He's an excellent skater. Get himself physically into this play as a defenseman, and they won't want to come up his side anymore.
14:25 to go in the opening period. Adelaide lead this game 1-0. Ruth plays the puck back towards his man in Emile Goree. Goree, a very skilled defenseman, can move quite well along the ice. Jack Ransom has the puck taken away. Best with a shot, goes back to the point for Bortignon. Bortignon back behind the goal. He runs into Goree. Coast trying to chip it out. Jonathan Ruth was back checking, but it's picked up by Maley once again. Woodman at the point through traffic, tipped down in front. It's a barrage of shots right now from the Adelaide Avalanche. Coast try to chip it along the boards. It can't quite clear. Steve Best getting physical. Noah Maley plays it back in behind the goal. Coast just trying to clear their own zone. I don't know if they've actually got an official shot on goal yet on young Matusz Trinka. He's had to play the puck behind the goal a couple of times, but it's been all one-way traffic, including one goal from Johan Levesque to make it 1-0. Steve Best tries to chip it out, knocked down in front, shot on goal. That's blocked in front by Woodman. Back to the point. Ruth plays it off towards the left side. He was looking for Mike Tisch. Tisch with the puck, centering play into the slot. That's scrapped out by Noah Maley. Steve Best stretch pass looking for Daniel Chen. The puck just bounced over his stick, but Chen goes right back to the forecheck and ties up his man. Finally, the Coast will scoop this one out of there. Goree up the ice, gives it away to Jake Hazel up the center. It's picked up by Alistair Rye, and again, grabbed by Goree. Left side, Mike Tisch. Tisch, he's got a good shot, and he whistles one just a little bit wide. Scrumming back down in the corner, Goree plays it back behind the goal to nobody in particular except for little Darren Korstens. Right side, he was looking up the right wing for Ben Handberg. It goes off of his legs, and that goes for icing. 12:49 to play opening period. Adelaide lead 1-0.
A lot of offensive pressure from the Avalanche tonight. They've definitely got to jump in their step, and they'll be looking to maintain that throughout the game. Unlucky icing there, but they'll look to reset here.
This has been best case scenario, so no penalties, so you haven't had the power play or the penalty killer. You get to just roll 5-on-5. This was best case scenario for Adelaide.
Adelaide 5-on-5 last week outscored the Ducks 6-3. They were the better 5-on-5 team. Special teams were killer, though. They allowed 2 shorthanded goals, a power play goal, and a 4-on-4 goal.
And when you have such a deep bench, it allows you to rotate everybody through, where if you get a bunch of early power plays on that, the same guys are sitting and the same guys are out, and it really breaks your rhythm. So for Adelaide, even to not have a power play for the first 10-12 minutes, it's not a bad thing for them as they roll over and wear down the Central Coast.
Dmitry Kuleshov will lean in for the face-off, working against Ben Handberg. Handberg chips it in behind him. Zach Steele, he had that big hit not long ago. Only 7.5 minutes into the game. Not a shot on goal yet until now from Stuart Cole Clark, who flicks one in on goal, and Matusz Trinka finally in the game. Blockers that one away. At this point in his last game, he had about 15 shots on goal in the first 7 minutes versus the Ducks. Just one here so far. Korstens with Handberg 2-on-1. Korstens, Handberg sent it wide. It was a nice feed from Darren Korstens, and Handberg just sent it wide, and now a huge hit from a player behind the net, chipped down in front. Handberg Sandberg skirming away at it. Zach Steele knocks it down. Steele throws one at net. It's a bouncing disc again. Siemens trying to keep this puck in. Lays the hip into it. The puck goes away, and Siemens on the second effort finally gets it out, but it's cleared away from Matthew Kopp, but right back to the captain, Joey McDougall. Adelaide very active in this game. Some of the players on this team haven't had an interstate win in 1,390 days. That's 7 players that were on the Adrenaline team that went 0-28. Benson was one of them. Right side to Woodman. Woodman was on the team that the Adrenaline beat in the Perth Thunder. But it's the PHL right now that sees plays for the Tigers locally, the Extreme in the NHSL, and he's become the captain of the community, to be honest, and he coaches the Adelaide Rush, and now Noah Maley with a big shot after.
Yeah, it looks like the Avalanche are kind of sitting those forwards up high. They're really stretching out the middle of the ice, and it's creating a lot of space. And, you know, Woodman's just walked right into that.
Yeah, but they got to be careful not to just settle into the rhythm of the game. So all of a sudden they came out in the first 5 minutes and they were dictating terms. Right now you can start cycling in the offensive end. You can do a few things, but if you don't have that killer instinct and put it away, it can be problematic. They need to really put the foot on the throat now.
10:59 to go in the first period. Johan Levesque. Joey Quebec has the only goal of the game. Maley takes a tumble. This one goes back to the point. It is Jamie Woodman that chips this in. Maley goes back to grind. It's going to be intercepted by Steve Best. Best has a Coast player all over him, and it's kept in at the point. Puck lobbed in and goes into the corner. Jamie Woodman will pinch in from the point and try to hound that puck away. He's working against big David Harmony. They would have gone up a few times against each other in interstate play. Steve Best picks up the puck, walks in front, scores! Steve Best makes it 2-0 Avalanche, and they've stampeded out of the gate.
That was a nice walk from Steve Best. He's got the vision there. Again, we spoke about space before. They've just left that open for Steve Best to walk, and he's really placed that puck well.
Set up with physicality, so they're grinding down low. All of a sudden, 25 from Central Coast wants to play the body rather than good positional hockey. It allows Steve Best to walk out from the corner. So Central Coast is going to have to settle things down. Yes, it's going to be physical. It's a small rink, and the physicality will be up, but they've got to make sure that they're still playing positionally here.
Big screen from Jamie Woodman in front of the net. I don't know if that took a bounce off of him. It was certainly a shot from Steve Best. Here comes Jake Hazel, drops it back to Nicola Powell, and that one is blocked and goes wide. But yeah, 2-0 Adelaide lead halfway through the first. This is a dream start for them.
Yeah, they'll be very happy with this, but like Eric's saying, they've got to sustain this.
Julian Friedrich on the ice for his first shift in the PHL.
Jake Hazel tips it in from the point. Friedrich fires a shot, and that goes wide. Yeah, Julian Friedrich, number 7 on the Avalanche, 16 years old, long shot from the point. He was your line mate in local hockey last year, Tash Farrier. Now he's playing up in the PHL.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see him out there. You see him with the face cage on. He's a big body for a 16-year-old kid, and he's got a bright future ahead of him.
What does Julian Friedrich, what kind of game does he have or that fans can expect, I guess, in the future going forward?
Yeah, for a young guy, he's got a really good headset. He knows how to move. He knows how to read the puck really well, and he knows how to finish goals. And I think, he might struggle to find his space a little bit in the start of a journey like this, but in the coming years, he's really going to be a dominant force.
Adelaide with 4 forward lines in this game. They had 3 last week, and then players started to drop like flies as the injury bug came fast and furious in 2 hard-fought games versus the Ducks. At no point was there any margin of more than 1 goal in those games last week, and already 10 minutes into this one, we've got a 2-goal margin. Siemens tries to chip it forward. Moving back is Kuleshov, plays it off to his brother Dmitry Kuleshov. Dmitry finds Ivan Kuleshov. He enters in, and Zach Steele is becoming a wrecking ball out there.
This is excellent. This is an excellent bounce-back game from Zach Steele. He needs to do this. The more he can stand up, and the Kuleshevs, they're younger. This will be the first time that they've played in Adelaide, first time in front of this crowd. This is a fantastic way to go about it for Adelaide.
A couple big hits from Zach Steele and some exchanges in front of the bench between these 2 teams.
So now the veteran leadership of Central Coast is going to have to stand up. So you can't allow your team to be pushed around. They've got some big bodies. They've got some veterans that have played in a lot of leagues. This is now the time for them to stand up and get the game back on their terms.
Draw back in the neutral zone. Benson picks it up, chips it off, trying to find Jake Riley, and it'll be taken the other way as Ruth goes right side. Alistair Rye plays it behind the goal. Picked up by Joey McDougall. McDougall lobs one into the neutral zone. It's scooped up in the middle by Tisch, who tried to play it back, but Benson intercepts. Benson centering play. Ruth back to Tisch. Tisch, another big hit there from Josh Bortsignon as Benson plays it off the right wing to Riley. Riley walks in, long pass in front, and Joey McDougall had a wide open net, but he couldn't quite connect the pass that Jake Riley sent over. Kept in from Bortsignon. Back in behind the goal. McDougall absorbs some pressure, scoops up the puck, and heads to the corner. McDougall off to the left point for Jamie Woodman. Woodman battling against a Coast player that was all up in his face. Lobbed right side to Bortsignon. Bortsignon shot in on traffic, and that one was blocked again. And finally, Tisch will try to settle it down, but he loses control of the puck. He's got to get some help from David Harmody, who will play it back behind the goal. And Adelaide just making them hear footsteps right now. Coast back behind the goal, walking out in front of their own net. It was dangerous, and it's finally intercepted by Noah Maley. Maley will slow things down, play it back to Woodman. Woodman tries to get it up to Riley. It was intercepted by Keane. Back at the point to Bortsignon. It's a 2-0 game, 8:05 to go in the opening period. Levesque with a goal, Best with a goal. It has been all Adelaide so far, just one shot on goal from the Coast. Big move from Daniel Chen. He goes on the sharp angle. It is one-way traffic, my goodness.
Yeah, the crowd liked that one from Daniel Chen. Nice little nutmeg on the puck. Shame that the puck went a little high there. It would have been nice to get a low shot, but great skills by Daniel Chen.
Central Coast has to settle into this. They dumped the puck twice. They made Adelaide come out. The third time they tried to dangle, and all of a sudden that's the opportunity that gets transition quick. They need to settle into a little bit longer-term plan here.
Mitchell by behind the net, lobs it up towards the neutral zone. I think it goes off of the meshing. Comes back down into play, so Tom Sack scoops it up. A dangerous cross-ice pass in front of Gordon Keane.
Lucky to not be killing a penalty now. That should have been delay a game.
Back on the point, Best plays it in back behind the goal. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the opening period. Coast trying to battle it up along the near board. Steve Best plays it off to Tom Sack. Stretch pass ahead to Daniel Chen. Chen, 2 assists last week. Lobs it off to Best. Best in tight. Plays it in front of the net. What a setup that was. But Noah Maley just got banked down before he could bump it in. Teams grinding back down low. Hazel on the pinch. Adelaide will get half of a change out. Coast trying to poke this out of the zone. Jake Hazel plays it back behind the goal. Steve Best runs into by. Puck pops free. Adelaide has come out of a cannon to start this game, energized by their first interstate hockey game in 1,000 days exactly. And the crowd is being pumped too. Teams skirmish forward along the near boards. Walking into the zone is Jack Ransom. That gets blocked, and Tom Sack scoops it up and plays it back in the neutral zone. Korstens off the boards to Maley. Maley plays it in, and he'll go off for a change. Monroe will leave it for his defenseman. Levesque was applying a little bit of pressure, and finally the Coast can't quite clear. Siemens, stretch pass in front. Levesque, oh, how did that not go in the net? Levesque centering play. Steele can't hold on, and now the Coast might be able to get away, but they couldn't complete the pass. Great opportunity in front again.
Yeah, and Central Coast, they're going to need to be first to the puck. All of a sudden they're backing off. They don't want to be first to the play here.
Korstens bumps his man off the puck, and he goes to the forecheck. Centering play in the slot. Oh, Zach Steele's done everything but score in this game so far. Finally, the Coast try to clear it out of the zone, and it finally gets out. Kuleshov, he almost gets run by Zach Steele, who just sees red right now. Siemens behind the goal. Walks his way out. Korstens on the left wing. Ransom, or Kopp rather, chips it forward, and another hit that Kuleshov runs into Zach Steele. They've run into each other a couple times in this period so far. Korstens wheels around, and he finds Jake Riley. Riley will settle it down, allow the teams to change, and Riley will put on the burners and go to the left side. Enters the zone, taken away from Dmitry Kuleshov. Kuleshov out on the left side. That gets swatted away. Joey McDougall looking for a man. Finds Jake Riley, tipped ahead to McDougall, and it's finally out of the zone. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go, opening period. Adelaide up 2-0. Goals to Levesque 3 minutes in, and Best at about the midway point. One shot on goal so far from the Coast. McDougall in the neutral zone, on the backhand, walks in offside, and as much one-way traffic as it's been for Adelaide, the Coast are 1 goal away from making this a lot tighter than it probably should be.
I would like to see Adelaide put more pucks on net, and this is about settling into the rhythm. So if they put pucks on net, Monroe hasn't been able to smother anything at the minute, and they start crashing the net. They're looking for the perfect play, and it's too early for that.
Yeah, they're definitely having their way with the puck at the moment, and I agree with Eric. It could be nice for them to settle in and really get their structures in play.
Puck back on the zone as it's cleared but not out. Jake Hazel intercepts. He just tries to wheel one in front of the net. Benson picks up the puck, didn't shoot, decides to try to find Jake Riley, and now a chance in transition for Coast. Now here comes Alistair Rye, and a weak shot goes into the corner, picked up by Emil Gorey, and Gorey gets drilled down by Tom Sack. Adelaide goes the other direction. Adelaide is playing physical right now. Nathaniel Benson rubbed off the puck, picked up by Gorey. Gorey looking for that stretch pass. He's going to find Ruth. Bounces off his stick and right back to Tom Sack. Sack left side. Benson settles it down. Boy, Adelaide would love another one to have a sizable lead heading into the break. There's only 4 minutes to do it. Coast trying to get themselves back in the game. Tip forward to Jake Hazel. Hazel, sharp angle shot, huge rebound, kicks off to the right side. Sack settles it down, fans on the shot, picks it up again. Sack looking for a lane, scores! Bar down, and it's 3-0.
Set up by Jake Hazel. Jake Hazel comes down the side, a nice shot to the middle of the ice, big rebound there, and it kept the play alive, and Central Coast were just chasing on the defensive side the whole time. Fantastic play by Jake Hazel, and wonderful shot by Sack.
Yeah, nice little screen there too. Obviously the goalie had 2 players in front of him, but that was really well done.
This is an avalanche of goals that Adelaide has started with. We were waiting for how long we could say that, but it's 1 shot on goal for the Coast, 3 goals in the back of the net for the Avalanche. This is one-way traffic right now. Siemens plays it into the neutral zone. Coach Sammy Mantier deciding to send his 4th line out there. Julian Friedrich getting some ice time, and he has the puck now. Powell played it forward. Powell chips it forward. Friedrich trying to scoop at it. It's played off by back to the point for Steele. That gets deflected. It's tipped forward, and now here's a chance for the Coast. It's a breakaway. Walking in, shot on goal, and it's saved by Matusz Trinka. Mackenzie Bolger was in tight. He couldn't quite connect.
Siemens getting a penalty for charging here.
So it'll be the first power play of the game. It took a while, 16 and a half minutes, but there's the shot that Mackenzie Bolger had go in, and you'll see the penalty here. Siemens after.
It's calling it tripping, actually, yep.
So after the tough start here for the Coast, a goal on the power play can make them feel a bit more settled, right? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and kudos to Matusz. He hasn't had many shots on him to be able to stand up on a breakaway like that. Well done. Coast will definitely be looking to capitalize on this opportunity.
Just 2 shots on goal now for Coast in the opening period. That is 54 less shots than what Matusz Trinka faced his last time out. Trinka in local hockey and in the NHSL was a goalie that was on the wrong end of a lot of shots going his direction. Constantly over 40, but it's a 2-on-1 while shorthanded. Daniel Chen with daylight, stopped by Tom Monroe. He had to make that save. That would have been a backbreaker. Gorey will play it around back, but that DC combo of Darren Korstens and Daniel Chen has been big in the early goings of the season for the Avalanche, and even shorthanded Korstens with an opportunity again. Korstens has this bump off the puck. Left side, Ruth will enter the zone, plays his way back, circling his way back towards the line, and it's chipped out again, and Emil Gorey will have to go back and get it. Coast have been ambushed right now. Ruth drops it back, doesn't clear the zone, they keep it in. Lobbed over, looking for Harmony. Harmony will settle it down, and now they'll try to set it up. Played forward, and Harmony has to go back in the neutral zone as Noah Maley was all over him. Played all the way back, and Coast just can't quite get set up. Minute to go in the power play, 2:22 in the opening period.
Central Coast would love to get one here, but if they can't get one on the power play, they need to get in 3-0. They need this period to sit down and settle things down.
They just got off the plane at about 1:30 this afternoon, get their bags at 2, at the rink at 2:30, puck drop at 4:15, down 3-0 before 5. It's been a tough afternoon.
Coffee wasn't any good either.
No, you're in Adelaide now. Kuleshov on the right wing, drops it back to Dmitry Kuleshov, and he fires a shot. It was a good shot. Trinka gets the blocker up and makes the save.
I think Coast will be very grateful for the face-off inside the zone here. The Avalanche have obviously had quite an intense power play and penalty kill, and haven't been able to settle. You know, they haven't been given an opportunity to really set up their structure here.
That's a good word you use, Tash, is intense. You can feel the intensity from Adelaide from puck drop.
Absolutely, it's evident in the PK.
Adelaide wins the draw, and they play it all the way down the ice. And skating back to grab this is Matthew Kopp. Kopp chips it off the boards, and the Coast will clear the zone, but Bortsignon laid a hit, and he's going to get a penalty for it. Cole Clark enters the zone. That one's blocked on the rebound. Cole Clark knocked in front. Benson will touch it up. So 5 seconds to go in this power play, and the Coast will go right back to the power play. Bortsignon just with a late hit.
It was a late hit, but I don't mind that one. They were actually trying to hem them in the zone. He stepped up to have that pinch. The Central Coast player just got himself in a vulnerable position, and it's unfortunate when that happens. But that's still a good play. I wouldn't back him off from doing that.
Goals to Johan Levesque, Steve Best, and Tom Sack to start this game.
It's going to be important. 1 minute 29 here for the Coast. Obviously got 2 up here, and I'm interested to see as well the Avalanche setup and how they're going to roll with the 3 on here, whether the same intensity is going to maintain or they're going to play a bit more triangle styles.
Well, they'll win the draw. Jamie Woodman can't quite clear. Adelaide should get the other man on now, and they do. So it's back to 5-on-4 as Jake Hazel enters the ice. Emil Gorey off on the left side. He's looking for Tish. Tish with a cannon of a shot gets one through traffic, and Trinka's now being a bit busier these last 5 minutes, and Jamie Woodman lays down a hit, and Adelaide is responding, the crowd at least, to every single hit that is being thrown with 1 minute to go in the opening period. 3-0 game. Coast off to the right side. Chip forward, spinning around is Mike Tish. Tish moving over to his left. He'll just carry this in himself, and he's finally pushed off by McDougall and tied up. Rye has this go to Harmony. Harmony through traffic, steered away through Matsush Trinka. 41 seconds to go as the clock is for some reason still running on the board. I think they'll fix that up. But 40 seconds to go or so in the period. Adelaide dominating.
And that's a bit of frustration. It doesn't look like they've changed up their power play unit, so if they've only got the 1 power play unit, that's not a shot that's going to beat Matsush Trinka tonight, especially with no traffic in front. So it is one of those things where you can't get yourself too screwy just because you're down 3-0 and running around a little bit. You still got to stick to your systems.
Kuleshov. Ivan Kuleshov will lean in for the draw. He's got Keane off to his left, Braden Costa, Matt Kopp, and Dmitry Kuleshov at the point as the referees get things sorted. All-star referee crew here tonight. Dave Gow and Chris Parks on the bands. Sack can't quite clear the zone. Dmitry Kuleshov drags around to keep the puck in and chips it down low to his brother Ivan. Back to Dmitry. Kuleshov stops, pops, fires. That one whistled a little bit wide, and it's going to be Costa chasing it in the corner with 28 seconds to go in the period. Adelaide will be shorthanded for the rest of the period unless the Coast score right here. This goes in the corner. Adelaide will touch this up, and it was a high stick, so for 43 seconds and for the last 16 seconds here, it will be a 5-on-3 advantage for the Coast to try to get themselves back in this game.
Got him for the hook on that one. So it is one of those things that the Avalanche need to settle a little bit on that side. Keep playing aggressive, but just watch what you're doing, because you don't want to be sitting here having a parade to the penalty box. Central Coast have guys that can absolutely shoot the puck. We've seen them shoot high and wide a few times here. If they start putting pucks on net, it'll cause some chaos.
Rye on the shot, and that one goes out of play. I mentioned all-star referee crew earlier. We got Joey Rezick on the lines, and we got Beth Beauchal on the lines as well.
Really good to see Beth Beauchal out there. She's obviously repping the females, and she works very, very hard at her craft, and she deserves to be here, so she's a fantastic ref.
Those are probably here to pick 4 people to line and ref the game in Adelaide. Those are probably the 4 you're picking, to be honest.
100%. Yeah, we got the best out there today.
Rye will settle in. It's an important face-off. 10 seconds to go. Adelaide will just want to win this and clear the zone. The Coast have time to pick up the puck and fire one in. It'll be Alistair Rye on the draw. It's won by Joey McDougall, and it is Jamie Woodman just trying to hold the puck in the corner with... Yeah, it's Woodman and McDougall trying to rag the puck in the corner, and they've done a good job, and it's finally clear, but not quite out. Loose puck in front. Adelaide trying to get it off, and Jake Hazel does a good job of wrestling that away. And it's a standing ovation for the Adelaide Avalanche after a dominant first period. Goals to Levesque, Best, and Sack, and Adelaide have a 3-0 lead after 1.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for the Coast to actually get a chance to settle. I don't believe they've been given that opportunity just yet.
Yeah, so for the Coast, these power play minutes were very key because that rhythm of the 5-on-5 play that was happening for them, they were getting exposed because their defense stopped skating up the ice. So their defense was back, and you were just watching the Avalanche pour out of their own end. So this has been good that they get some power play time, some in-zone time. Coach Petrie is going to have to sit down and have a bit of a chat with them about what they want to try to accomplish. If I'm Central Coast, I need one on this power play, ideally on the 5-on-3. But then when we start getting into it, yes, it's going to be physical. Yes, the ice is no good. And yeah, you're playing a fast team. But if you're just going to give up the middle of the ice like they gave up in sort of from the 10-minute to the 7-minute mark, this is going to be a long night for Mr. Monroe.
Yeah, and obviously with the Avalanche, they'll be looking to keep the same intent. And they've just come off an NHSL season. They've been playing 60-minute stop over the summer. This is nothing new to them, and I don't believe that they'll be backing.
And they've got 4 lines.
Yeah, and they're running 4 lines, right? And like Eric said, that's going to be absolutely key to be running those 4 lines, getting everyone into the game. They've got the depth there.
And they've had good traffic in front of the net from an Avalanche side of things. So Monroe is a good goaltender, but you've had 2 up high, you've had 2 right, and then another one that went past the blocker's side. There's been traffic in front all times when it's been going. If I'm Central Coast, I need Monroe to shut the door now. Like, he's got to start swallowing up the stuff. He's making saves, but he's leaving pucks around, and the Avalanche are just hunting that. So if I go in and if I'm Coach Petrie, I need my goaltender to lock some things down for me, and I need my power play unit to show up now.
A 3-0 Avalanche lead after 1 goals to Levesque, Best, and Sack. Eric Ballner, Eric Lean, and Tash Farrier back with you in about 10 minutes with the second period. Second period of PHL action. The Adelaide Avalanche lead 3-0. Johan Levesque, Steve Best, Tom Sack with the goals. Eric Ballner calling the action with Tash Ferrier and Eric Lean. The Coast are going to start with a two-man advantage for the first 24 seconds, but what a first period for Adelaide. They just ambushed Coast right off the bat.
Yeah, they had a good jump right from the start, and they'll be looking to keep that going, and we'll see how they go with the man down here. I know that Coast will be looking to settle into.
Are we worried about Adelaide now playing with the lead? It's not a familiar spot for a lot of these players, to be honest.
maybe if it was 1-0, I'd be worried about it, because there's a bit there, but 3-0 gives you a little bit of breathing space. It allows you to keep rolling those lines. It allows you to put the pucks deep for a while, and there's a whole bunch of cliches in there that we can use, but that's how you wear it down. You're playing 6 periods of hockey against this team. You've had 1 good period. The job's not done.
Pivotal 5-on-3 advantage, not just for Coast, who can score, but also for Adelaide, looking to protect a 3-goal lead.
From a momentum side of things in this game, you kill off this 5-on-3, and you get back to rolling lines, and you get back to being physical. Don't shy away from the physicality just because you got called with a few penalties. This could make it a long second period for the Rhinos.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what their setup here is on the PP and who's going to quarterback that. You got obviously Tish in the center there, and he's a silky smooth skater. He'll be looking to have a bit to do here.
And he had been going back to the point, obviously because he's got a big shot, but they're going to have to, if they want to use him on the point, they're going to have to get in front more than what they were doing.
Coast, where's their 5th player out on the ice? Oh, he's over top. Oh, there he is. Got lost a little bit, but Gorey, Harmony, Ruth, Tish, and Alistair Rye, their top line, will come out. Adelaide sending out Joey McDougall, Darren Korstens, and Jamie Woodman on this 5-on-3. So it's 5-on-3 for 24 seconds or less for the Coast.
Big face-off win here.
The crowd in good spirits so far in Adelaide. Let's see what happens in period number 2. And Darren Korstens off the draw will try to get in deep. He swivels around a man, and he'll just get it into the corner, and he'll try to rag the puck in deep as only 15 seconds to go in the 5-on-3, and Coast have it behind their goal. Belgian defenseman Emile Gorey off to the right side. Mike Tish will settle it down. 5 seconds to go on the 5-on-3, and now they've got some numbers, but the puck just sailed them on a little bit. Tish walks back, teams back to 5-on-4. Bortignon back on the ice, and he disrupts the shot from Mike Tish at the point. Minute 12 to go on the power play. Coast down in the corner, just trying to set it back up. Tish with a shooting lane through traffic. Rebound in front, down low. Trinka got down and somehow kicked it out. He's lost his helmet, so we'll get a stoppage in play. But Adelaide had maybe 12 of the first 13 shots. Coast have had the last 6, and that was maybe Mateusz Trinka's best save of the game yet.
Yeah, and some traffic in front, and Mateusz has to settle down and just remember that he's there to stop the pucks. He doesn't have to get engaged, because if he holds on to that puck, you've got a whistle there, and you're back to the PK, as opposed to keeping those plays alive.
Daniel Chen still in the penalty box for 59 more seconds. Coast trying to get on the scoreboard. So happy wherever you can join us from across the country, around the world. Last night, the Rampage won the first overtime game of the season. All games so far, there's been 5 PHL games so far, all of them decided by 1 goal. Up until now, this is the biggest lead any team has had in 6 games so far.
Yeah, I actually watched the Ducks in Brisbane play last night, and that was a real tight one there, and obviously Ducks got over, and they'll be looking to do that again today. But yeah, close games, and you're right, hopefully Coast can sort themselves out and start getting a couple on the net here.
Both these teams 0-2, looking for their first win. Draw back to the point. Harmony winds a shot through. That was blocked by Maley. Rebound pop free on the side, and Jonathan Ruth chips it out, and it's finally played by Steve Best in behind the goal. 50 seconds to go on the power play. 3-0 Coast leads second period. 19:03 to go. Steve Best lays into a man as well. This is chipped back into the zone. Picked up by Coast. Emile Gorey skates back behind his own net. He's looking to start something. He's an offensive-minded defenseman. Pretty good numbers in that top Belgian league. Mike Tish walks in. This is his first time out of North America, Mike Tish. Is 24 years old. Very solid player. Played at one of the best programs in the ACHA college system in the United States. Slapped out and into the neutral zone, and Steve Best. He's shorthanded. He's in all alone. down, and it's just slid through Monroe, but it didn't find the back of the net, goes wide. 5 seconds to go on the power play as Best was dumped in front of the net, and I think that's going to be Hamburg was dumped in front of the net. That should be a penalty, I think.
Oh, that's not what your team needs right now. Yes, it's frustrating that you didn't get the power play goal and you've almost given up a shorty, but Harmedy's got to do better than that. That's one of your veteran leaders. He's got AIHL experience and PHL experience, and his team's going to be looking to him for more than that.
So Adelaide will go on their first power play of the game in 2 seconds. It'll be 4-on-4 for a brief moment in time, and Adelaide looks like they're going to try to send out their big dogs. Joey McDougall, Nathaniel Benson. They got Jake Riley on the line. We just watched a whole summer of them play with Xander Wardlaw, another very skilled Australian player. But that combo was great for the extreme of McDougall and Benson.
Yeah, they're going to generate a lot of offense, and obviously with Jamie Woodman on the defense there, he's going to quarterback this once that fifth man gets on.
Draw one by the Avalanche. Riley backhands it in. Darren Corstens jumps in to join the play, and Adelaide's first power play will come to light right now. Riley keeps it in. McDougall plays it around behind the boards to Darren Corstens. Corstens off to McDougall. Back to Corstens behind the net. It was tipped in front, and Tom Monroe does a good job of just slowing it down and getting probably a key stop.
Yeah, speaking of offense, we've got the one defense out there, and there was the 4 forwards, but it looks like they're trying to switch that up now. We got Sack and Siemens heading back off, so yep, they're going to stick with the 4 forwards.
You don't need 2 defensemen because Jamie Woodman is so good at walking the line, right? The old Johnny Cash. He can walk the line, and then your forwards get set up for their shots.
Jamie Woodman was a missing ingredient last week in Melbourne. A big-time impact player. You got to think he would have helped try to flick a script in a 1-goal game. And Woodman, smooth skating. He's already set up 1 goal today by joining the rush, and he skates all the way around and will go back and try to walk that line. Just like you said, Eric Lee, he throws one on net. Quick hands. Joey McDougall, backhand around for Darren Corstens. Riley, off on the half mark. Has a man all over him. Woodman tries to steer it in front of the net. Corstens tries to slap it in, and it will be Dmitry Kuleshov who will play it up, trying to find Ivan Kuleshov, but Jamie Woodman cuts him off, and he'll go to work. Skates around the back of the net, up the middle of the ice. Here's smooth skating Jamie Woodman. He's in deep already. He tries a centering play that's blocked, and he gets his own rebound. Woodman still with the puck in the corner. 49 seconds to go on the Adelaide power play, and a big hit behind the boards gets a big reception from the crowd. Cole Clark has this tip back to Woodman. Woodman, left side. Riley, back to Woodman. Woodman through traffic, tipped down. It goes over McDougall's stick, and Woodman will go off for a change. 30 seconds to go on the power play. And Adelaide tries another shot in front of the net. Monroe will cover the puck. 16:46 to go in the opening period, and things getting physical now.
Yeah, throwing the weight around a little bit. He's got a big body. A little bit of chatter going on.
This is perfect for the Adelaide team. This is what you want. The fact that they're wanting to mix things up a little bit, and you can roll 4 lines and you're deep, whereas you're playing against a team that's trying to roll 2 lines and their defensemen are starting to get frustrated. Nothing wrong with that from an Adelaide perspective. This will be a different look now that you don't have Jamie up the top. Now you're going to be a bit more conventional up the top, similar to what Central Coast was running.
It'll be Tom Sack and Jared Siemens, the 2 defensemen, in the forward line of Steve Best, Daniel Chen, and Johan Levesque. Daniel Chen will move in for this face-off. Jack Ransom fancies himself as one of the top penalty killers. We'll see him get to work right here. Siemens, left side, kept out, and the Coast will clear it, and only 15 seconds to go in the power play. Corstens, or Siemens rather, plays it around the board. Steve Best, one last chance to set something up with the man advantage. Chen, back to Sack, one of the goal scorers already. Left side, Levesque, 2 seconds to go, plays it off, and Adelaide back to full strength. Stretch pass ahead, Johan Levesque bounces off his stick. 1 goal in each of the games he's played. Consistent production from a big spark plug on any team he seems to play in. Played in the NHSL, he tied for the competition lead in goals scored. That was with Xander Wardlaw on the extreme. He can score at will, it feels like sometimes, Johan Levesque. Rye, up the near boards, plays it up to Mackenzie Bolger. He's got Jack Ransom going with him. Bolger walks in, fires one on net. Trinka gloves it down and makes the save.
Yeah, an easy one for Trinka. He saw that coming the whole time. No rebounds.
Trinka made 52 saves in his last start. Is it hard for, like, when you make 52 saves, what's the mindset of a goalie? You gotta, surely you're just confident as hell, right? When you play a game like that.
Yeah, you are. Confident as hell is probably a pretty good approach to that. We just got to stay in the game now. He's got to stay in the game even though he's not facing a lot of shots.
Played back onto the right side. Stuart Cole-Clark off to the left, whips it in behind the goal. Josh Bortignon plays it around. Nicola Powell has a man slide into the boards. It was Jonathan Ruth who was trying to tip him away, a guy that's played some professional hockey in Sweden before. Jamie Woodman will try to slow it down. He's playing with Josh Bortignon, not normally a forward, but Bortignon making the move to defense for the games for the Avalanche. There's 3 imports that are allowed to play, and now Ruth throws his body into Noah Maley. Avalanche ship it behind the goal. Noah Maley stops, pops, centering play in front. It was a nice pass. Rebound goes all the way through to the point. Woodman through traffic and tipped down low, back to the point. And Woodman playing soccer, kicks it in to keep it alive. And he tried to go get another stick, but he whiffed on the change. Tisch off the boards, goes in behind the goal. Nicola Powell will try to get this and settle it down, and Woodman will just try to go and play the body. Bouncing puck, kept in. Costa, right side, blocker save from Matusz Trinka. Coast looking a bit more settled than they did in the first period. Noah Maley banks it off the boards, and that will go all the way for icing.
Well, with the crowd sitting behind us, it didn't take long for Jamie Woodman to become a fan favorite in this spring, did it?
Yeah, I think the Avalanche were hoping to have their designated stick giver there. He missed out. He just spent about 30 seconds on the ice with no stick, so they've managed to keep that one out.
You noticed a difference in the NHSL season when Woodman was in the lineup. What do you think his impact really was? Like, what about him is it?
Oh, it's just his presence, just what he brings as a leader, and he's just a really good guy. He brings everyone in. You know, Stu Henley, our assistant coach, actually noticed that he knew everyone's names after the first day, and I think that says a lot about someone.
Chipped in behind the goals. Ben Hanberg will greet the puck for the Avalanche, but he can't clear the zone. Coast trying to establish some offensive zone pressure. They'll throw it in front of the net, but Noah Maley, who's quickly become one of the better two-way forwards in the game in Australia right now, plays it up towards Ben Hanberg. Hanberg with some space. He has Emil Gorey take him off the puck on a nice defensive play from the Belgian international. Joey McDougall scrumming down low, centering play. Zach Steele trying to get through a man, dangles between 2 defensemen, throws it on net. That would have been pretty, but a nice play from Zach Steele. Kuleshov chipping it off the boards. Hanberg just decides to run into him. It's picked up by Dmitry Kuleshov, and he gets hit hard by Siemens as he tries to clear the zone. The Kuleshovs have ended up on the other end of some big hits. McDougall grinding in the corner, taken away from Benson, centering play. Riley couldn't connect, taken away from Kuleshov. Kuleshov going the other way, and Steele throws him to the ground. Zach Steele has had 3 huge hits in this game already. Benson stays on his feet. McDougall centering play, it jumps over Benson's stick. Hazel at the point, plays it around the boards, chip back down low. Coast trying to dig away to find that puck. Hazel chipping in from the near boards. Costa plays it forward, it goes all the way to the point, and Tom Sack will gather. Banks it off the boards. McDougall leads a man forward. He was looking for Benson. Benson bumped off the puck from Gorey. Boy, he's strong, isn't he, Emil Gorey? Back to the point for Sack. Sack finds Hazel, tipped down low. It goes off Benson's stick and wide. Adelaide trying to hit everything that moves. Bolger now playing in the corner. He gets hit, and it's finally lobbed into safety by Coast. Sack plays it forward. It's given away, but it jumps over Bolger's stick. Connor Bolger, that was. It was a great opportunity. Now Ransom moving the puck forward, chips it off the boards. Gets around Jake Hazel, and Ransom goes to try to dig the puck in the corner. Plays it back to Connor Bolger. Bolger on the backhand, digging in the corner. Here is Noah Maley, who digs the puck out, and Daniel Chen tries to drag it out. Ransom still at the puck, throws it down into the corner. 12-14 to go in the opening, or in the second period. Adelaide lead the game 3-0. All goals scored in the first period. Daniel Chen has the puck sail on him, and now a huge hit. It was Mitchell Bai that ran into Daniel Chen. He took a big knock, his helmet still spinning on the ice. Chen going off, holding his shoulder, but that was a huge hit laid by the Coast player. I think there's a penalty coming from it.
It is. In real time, it looked like incidental contact, and maybe that was a bit stiff on Bai here. But yeah, that was a big collision that Daniel Chen wasn't looking for. Maybe that's not incidental contact.
Yeah, that's a big one, and it's moments like this. Yeah.
Okay, I got it wrong in real time. That's interference all day.
But on the other end, Daniel Chen, a big hit.
Yeah, that's a huge hit. I mean, if you have a look, he's got his head down and he'll learn from that. But we look at this line with, we had Joey and Nat Benson and Riley, and just the offensive edge that they bring on the ice. And you just know they're out there. They're letting people know they're there. Their contact is there. Avalanche will look to capitalize here.
Second power play of the game for the Adelaide Avalanche. 11:59 to go in the period. Adelaide, 3-0 game. They'll be looking for another one, and Cole Clark gets drilled into the ground by Steve Best. Benson along the far boards gets it back to the point for Tom Sack. He scored in the first period. Siemens back to Sack, fanned on the shot, but it was slapped a little bit wide. Benson keeps it alive for Levesque. Levesque working around, finds Benson. Benson off the left side, walks in down low, looking for someone to pass the puck to. Levesque scoops it up, walks his way out front. That one was tipped away. Coast can clear the puck, and they might have a man go as Jonathan Ruth will try to hunt this down. Mateusz Trinka will settle it. It's played off by Tom Sack, who receives a big hit. Picked up by Nathaniel Benson, bursts up the center of the ice. Benson on the backhand through a few players, down low. Benson just 21 years old, centering play. Siemens fires a shot, scores! Jared Siemens on the power play, 4-0 Avalanche.
Good pick up by Jared Siemens. Really nice short side pass there by Nat. At first it looks like it was a little bit forced, but the puck had a good bounce, popped out to Siemens, and he's put that away, so well done.
Good puck retrieval from that power play unit. So the other unit that we've seen, the Woodman line, is a bit more skillful on the outside trying to set up plays. This one, that was a bit more meat and potatoes. I think Stevie Best is playing some of the best hockey I've seen him play. He's doing a lot of little things right on the ice, and his teammates are getting the rewards for it.
Darren Korsten's in the face-off circle. That's tipped away as Julian Friedrich couldn't quite hold on to the puck. David Harmony, long pass ahead. This goes over a body on the right side. It's Ivan Kuleshov who plays it around the boards, and Josh Bortignon will collect this in the corner for the Avalanche, plays it into the neutral zone. Picked up, and it's a 2-on-1. Here's Julian Friedrich, couldn't settle the puck down. The Belgian international Emil Gori banks it off the puck to Harmony. You have a Hungarian national team defenseman and a Belgian national team defenseman on the same line. Adelaide throwing the body around. Darren Korstens picks up the puck. He tries to play this back towards the point. That one was blocked. It goes off a funny bounce off the goaltender, Tom Munro, and into the corner. Reaching the halfway point of the second period, Adelaide leads the game 4-0. 4 different goal scorers, 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 on the power play. Friedrich walks his way in. That's a little bit offside. Eric, you made the point about Steve Best. Do you think it's also a product of the environment that he's in, where maybe we saw him in the adrenaline before and he was asked to be the guy and almost have to do everything, where here he can just be Steve Best?
Yeah, he can, and we see him score the goals, but sometimes we get ourselves thinking that he's a pure goal scorer and that's his role. But what you actually see, a lot of his work on the half wall. He's a solid man. He can win one-on-one battles and get puck back. I would want to put him with some people that he can really do some mucking and grinding with, because he comes out with the puck a lot.
Assistant captain of the team, Steve Best. Jared Siemens and Joey McDougall are the 3 people in the leadership group, but I think there's probably a couple other cooks in the kitchen for Adelaide, like Johan Levesque and Jamie Woodman, you'd think as well.
Yeah, you definitely don't need a leader, and the guys know that. They're not about the leader on the top, and there's lots of leaders in that space, and a lot of them bring a lot of positive energy to the group.
How is this? Joey McDougall, he has the C on his chest for the first time. They weren't there last week. It was Jan Audie that sewed on the C this week, and she sent a pretty funny text message saying, 25 years ago, I was doing the exact same thing. So shout out to Jan Audie. Jane and Steve Audie and Jim and Della Philthorpe, they were the ones that founded the Avalanche in the original National League 25 years ago, and they're still helping out today.
They were my sponsors.
Were they really?
That's how I came to Australia, thanks to the Audies and Philthorpes.
Greg Audie is one of the 3 general managers of the team here, as McDougall in front of the net, chipped away. Munro plays it into the corner. Picked up by Benson. Benson centering play in front. It'll be settled down by Kopp. Kopp can't quite clear the zone. Hazel trying to stay strong on the puck. Somehow comes away with it. Down low to Riley. Riley, sharp angle shot, that off the side of the net. Benson trying to find the puck. It'll be Stuart Cole Clark who will try to walk this out. Plays it high off the roof and out of play.
Yeah, low percentage shot there. You're hoping that you at least get it in front or back up to the point. But, you know, sometimes that you do get lucky and those low percentage shots come off well, but not in that instance.
We were talking about the Audis and the Philthorpes, and now their son Greg he used to have to do all the playing and running around. I think these last couple weeks, Greg has had a nice eye-opening experience to what goes on and running a club, but he's done a fantastic job uniting this group, getting people on board and getting them to the rink. So a big shout out to Greg Audie, who's definitely getting a different experience. Best walks in front, tries a shot, big rebound. There's been a few rebounds for the taking for Adelaide today. Mackenzie Bolger can't quite clear the zone. It's knocked up on the right side. And finally back to the Adelaide defense. Siemens off to Best. Best will settle it down, tries a firm pass across to Zach Steele, who's been a freight train today. And he tries to go for the contact again, and he sends By down to the ground.
And I think there's going to be a delay game here on Matus. He shot that one straight out. This has been an excellent bounce-back game for Zach Steele. I was a little bit critical of his game down in Melbourne. I didn't think he was getting himself involved in the play. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's really using his size. You know, he didn't really capitalize that on last week, but he's really dominating. He's playing with an edge, and he's definitely a force today.
So a power?
No,
not a power play now. It'll
got
be
that wrong in real time too.
0 for 2, Eric Lee. Don't worry, get one more, you're hitting .333 and you'd be doing okay. It's a good baseball average. Jamie Woodman with the puck, walks out to the left. He's going to burn by one. Tipped up to Nicola Powell, who just says, yeah, Jamie, you can take the puck right back, thank you very much. Player draped all over him. That was Tom Cross. It's Emil Gorey finally going down to the corner. Steve Best in a foot race with him, and here's Gorey. Gorey out in front of his own net. He's trying to skate it out himself, and he almost gives it away.
He doesn't come off the ice. They rely on him for some big minutes.
Intercepted by Bolger, but it goes off his stick right to Steve Best. Best centering to Bortignon. Tip back. Maley can't quite settle it down. Best tries to kick it to himself. He gets the puck back, but there's no one at the point. Darren Corstens and Jake Hazel were both covering. Both teams just trying to get settled. That'll be down the ice and icing waved off. Matus Trinka loves to play that puck behind the net.
Well, that'll keep him in the game, too. So the fact that he's able to do it, that helps him.
Bolger back behind the net. Connor Bolger off to Kuleshov. Puck bounces on him. Centering play. Big rebound in front, but cleared out from Jake Hazel to safety. And Matus Trinka will save that away. But a nice play from Jake Hazel to take that rebound away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the coach will be happy that they got a couple shots on there, and they managed to keep it in the zone well. And there's that hit from Steele. You know, 2 big bodies at it, and he's definitely made an impact there. So well done to Zach.
Well, we haven't seen Daniel Chen since the hit that was laid on him by. So that's good to see that Zach's sticking up for his teammate there.
Long shot from the point. That one blocked in front. Loose puck scrambling around. Coast just trying to get something to get them in the game, but Adelaide will clear. Johan Levesque, stretch pass ahead to Ben Hanberg. Hanberg walks in. He gets tied up by Harmony, and Harmony buries him in the corner. Hanberg gives him a tie-up, and Harmony has a stick in his hand. Meanwhile, Coast go in the other direction with 6:47 to go in the period, and Harmony and Hanberg having words. Harmony picks up the puck, and here comes Hanberg on Harmony again, and Harmony just dodged Ben Hanberg, who was having a run at him, and the Coast will go off 3-on-2. Kuleshov, Dmitry Kuleshov cuts to the front of the net, and Tom Sack dives back to break that one up. Long pass ahead. Picked up by Emil Gorey, still on the ice. Touches it up, and we have a stoppage in play.
Yeah, offside. They're going to send it down. So Yohe just got caught out there, but unlucky.
You know, you made the comment that Central Coast would be happy that they were getting a few shots on, but we also see a bit of a drag and curl to try to get to the net, broken up by Thomas Sack. It's a 3-on-1 down low. Being really happy that you're getting shots on net just isn't going to cut it in this league. They're going to have to actually start to manufacture some offense here. They were heavily reliant on Tish last week to generate a lot. Adelaide's doing a good job of keeping him to the outside, not giving him good looks. They're going to have to break through this if they want to make a game of this.
Yeah, that was one of their first odd man situations, and they didn't capitalize. So yes,
they didn't even get a shot. The ones that they're happy about.
Coast looking for something, and here's Tish walks in. You can see that quick release. It was a good blocker save from Matus Trinka, who has quickly become a local cult hero in Adelaide in this barn. known as the king in local parts. Knocked down from Jake Riley. It'll be a high stick if he touches the puck. And he will touch the puck and just get that zone. That would have been pretty. Jake Riley slicing through the middle. 5:51 to go, 4-0 game.
Yeah, he would have been happy if that one come off a little bit lower and he would have had a nice opportunity there, but they'll just take it back to their defensive zone and look to reset.
Goals in the game so far. First period, it was Levesque, Best, and Sack, and Jared Siemens on the power play has made it a 4-0 game. 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers, and it's probably deserving for how much of a team effort it's been from Adelaide so far.
Yeah, when they've tilted the ice, they've done it for long periods of time, where Central Coast has just been battling their way through it. So not surprised to see 4 different scorers at all.
Probably a good sign that Adelaide's top line hasn't got going yet. Riley in tight. Oh, it was taken away at the goal line. Centering play in front. Riley tried to settle it down. Stuart Cole Clark just took away the puck at the goal line of Jake Riley coming in off the wing. Now it was Jamie Woodman going off the side of the post. That rifles in around the boards. Kept in. Joey McDougall chips it down low. McDougall walking in. Plays it back towards the point for Bortignon. Bortignon to Benson. Benson through traffic. That one whistles a little bit wide, and it should be cleared here by the coast. Rye drops it back, and Cole Clark gives this away. McDougall in tight, fires one on, and a great pad save from Tom Monroe off a very dangerous giveaway. Here comes Tish. He stops. He's angled in the boards, and Jamie Woodman gobbles him up.
As soon as Jamie identifies the most dangerous threat on the ice, he just nullifies it.
Tom Sack off the wing. He's scored already. Stops, pops, finds Steve Best in tight. That gets deflected back, and Mackenzie Bolger will settle things down for the coast. Bolger chips it off the boards. Friedrich trying to keep it in for Adelaide. That was knocked away, and it gets played back behind the goal for Mitchell Bai. Centering play up the center of the ice. It's a favorable hop for the coast as Connor Bolger down the wing tries to work his way in behind the goal. Bolger trying to cycle it down low. He finds his brother Mackenzie Bolger. Nice little swivel move to keep the puck alive, but it's Tom Sack who's all over him, and that corner is tough in Adelaide to get pucks out of, but it somehow makes it along the half mark. Chipped out by Friedrich. Steve Best in a foot race for it. Best working against Cross. Best gets there first, gets the puck out. Maley was going towards the center of the net, and Friedrich will backhand this down low. Back to the point for Sack. Sack finds Siemens. Siemens across to Friedrich. Friedrich fires a shot. That was wildly wide. Siemens down low, looking for Best. Best bumped off the puck, gets it back. Best down low, centering play. Maley was right there. It just slid between his skate and his stick and into the corner, and another huge hit. Jared Siemens getting physical. Sack in a foot race with Bolger. He wins that easily and creates some traffic. Good shift from that Adelaide line.
That's a hard line to defend. That's a lot of speed and some physicality.
Darren Korstens chips it off to Johan Levesque. Finds Bortignon coming in from the point. Bortignon rebound down low. Levesque couldn't knock it aside. Back down in the corners, Ben Hanberg centering play in the slot. Korstens tips it back to Bortignon. Adelaide will have to clear. Bortignon, backhanded play, finds Hanberg. Hanberg plays it around back behind the goal. Levesque looking for someone, lays a hit.
Good work getting it deep. This is what sets up the good offensive opportunities.
Levesque turns, fires. That's another nice pad save from Monroe. He's had to make a couple difficult saves in the last 5 minutes to keep it a 4-0 game.
He's had a good bounce back period.
Pass on the right side. Siemens tips it ahead. Ransom plays it forward. Tipped off from Jamie Woodman. Woodman skating away, still with the puck. My goodness, you can't take him off of it until then. Emil Gorey knocks it off. Now I'm 0 for 1. Off the left side, Braden Costa going to hustle this one down on Bortignon and win this battle. Bortignon had no choice but to tie up his man on a foot race that he lost, and it'll be a penalty.
You know what? Sometimes you don't mind those ones. If a guy's going to have a good opportunity and you have to take a penalty like that, I don't think Sammy's going to be upset with that one.
And it's just, again, you sort of see it. You can't trust this ice. If Central Coast starts putting it into space and winning those foot races, okay, they didn't get a shot on net, but they've drawn a penalty, and now that they go back to their power play. So it would be really nice to be indirect and bouncing and skating into it. But right now, you've got to put pucks in space, you've got wheels to burn, and you've got to start tilting the ice back going the other way.
Daniel Chen's out here for the PK.
That's great to see. Daniel Chen, who had a huge hit. He was on the other end of it from Mitchell Bai. Noah Maley. He's a pretty effective penalty killer. He plays it back there, and now Adelaide hounding for the puck. Daniel Chen trying to take the puck away from the goalie. Centering play. It goes all the way to the point, but luckily Ivan Kulishov was there to take that one away. confusion back in front of the goal for the Coast. Daniel Chen looking healthy. He is doing what he normally does on the PK, and he just makes himself a nuisance. Picked up by Stuart Cole-Clark. He'll charge up the ice. Gets around Maley. He walks in and he plays this into the corner. Tom Sack rampaging against a forward. Centering play. Bouncing off the near boards. Tried to kept in by Dmitry Kuleshov, but he loses that battle, and that puck will lob into the attacking zone. Grabbed again by Jonathan Ruth. Plays it off to Dmitry Kuleshov. Kuleshov plays it into the corner. Tom Sack will get there first. Sack around the boards. Kept in by the Coast. Now, can they set something up? Stuart Clark centering play, and they cannot get in a rhythm versus those aggressive Adelaide attackers.
Coast would really be wanting to have an opportunity here to actually get some quality shots on. They've had some low percentage shots, but just the intent from the Avalanche here is just non-stop.
Tip down low, short-handed, loose puck still, and Monroe will grab it, but it was Darren Corstens and Nathaniel Benson down low.
For the people that weren't around this scene before COVID, Darren Corstens is a player who's played for national teams. This isn't something that's come out of the blue. This is a man who, it was a big in for the Avalanche to be able to get him to come back and play, and he's showing his value to the team.
Yeah, his acceleration, if you have a look, his acceleration is such value, and he's everywhere. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch, and I'm really happy Darren's back.
Jamie Woodman off the point. That one blocked in front. 35 seconds to go on the power play for the Coast. You feel like the next goal is still very important. It either gives hope for Coast or Adelaide. You feel like that becomes coasting time. No pun intended.
Yes, it
Off
was.
to the right side.
You're 0-2 now as well.
I'm 0-2, and Tasha's still batting 1,000. The two Erics over here are struggling. Centering play. Tish enters the zone. 10 seconds to go on the power play. He'll scoot around and whip it behind the boards. Grabbed once again by Jonathan Ruth. Penalty comes to an end. Ruth works his way down. He was dragged down, no call. Jamie Woodman has to dig that puck out of a messy Adelaide corner. Puck comes free, and Jamie Woodman on the second effort bats it into the neutral zone, and Adelaide almost had a break. Joey McDougall working down in the corner. Time ticking away. Centering play. Levesque couldn't settle down the saucer. Time ticking away. Loose puck in front. Coast will be content just to clear this out, and now it'll be picked up by Harmony, and Jamie Woodman will touch that puck. Adelaide adds one by courtesy of Jared Siemens on the power play, and they're going to head to the third period with a 4-goal lead. Tash Farrier.
Yeah, look, if we're looking for positives for the Coast, I feel like they're going to be happy that it was just a 1-0 period, and that's obviously an improvement from the first, but if you look at that play, Avalanche are absolutely dominating. I just don't think that Coast have had an opportunity to really settle into their game. I don't even know what their game is right now, to be honest. I feel like I can't see a lot of structure, and I don't know this team well, but I would really be hoping that in the third period that they're going to have an opportunity to set something up.
So with the power plays that they had the same unit going over and over and over again, and that's what you need to do because they need to get back into it. So the fact that they've drained a lot of their top personnel in that period and they didn't get anything to show for it, I'm worried for them in the third period that the legs and the gas is looking a little late on.
Still one period to go, and Adelaide haven't won a game in this barn in a very long time. So we'll see what happens. 4-0 lead. Eric, Tash, and Eric will be back with you for the third in about 12 minutes. back at the Ice Arena on beautiful Ghana land. It's a 4-0 Adelaide Avalanche lead. Eric Balnar, Tash Ferrier, Eric Lean calling all the action for you. 19 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the first period. Adelaide with 4 goal scorers, 4 different goal scorers, I should say. And here's one of them, Jared Siemens, who will play it up the left wing to Daniel Chen. He was on the receiving end of a big bump earlier in the game. Looking healthy and good to go, though. Intercepted. Zach Steele tries to chip it in front of the net. Hazel down low. Steele down tight. And Monroe kicks it aside. I'll tell you what, Tom Monroe in the last half of that second period and now in the early stages of this one has had to make a couple pretty tricky saves.
Well, he wears a letter as a goaltender, which is something that you don't often see. So he's clearly a leader of this team. He needed to step up and provide that leadership.
Still a 4-0 game. So Coast can jag 1 or 2 away here, 1 goal at a time. Can they make it a game? Some players on this Adelaide team haven't won a game in 1,300 days, and they probably don't want to be reminded of that. And they can say, go to bed knowing that they won one yesterday. Daniel Chen, just 18 years old, tries to find Jake Hazel. It goes between his legs, and it's tipped forward by Matthew Kopp. Chipped into the zone. Kuleshov racing for it. Noah Maley gets back and swats that puck back towards the neutral zone. Settled down by Coast. They'll play it in behind the goal. Tom Sack picks it up. Sack walks his way forward. Stretch pass ahead, and he tries to find Darren Korstens. It goes off of his stick. Monroe plays it behind the goal, but it gives it right to Darren Korstens. Korstens in behind to Johan Levesque. Levesque centering play, tipped away and played around the boards. Kept in from Jake Hazel. It goes between his legs and all the way down the ice. Tom Sack will gather it. 17:21 to go. Third period, 4-0 Adelaide Avalanche lead. Walking into the zone. Kopp loses control. Sack scoops it up. He's scored a goal today, too. 2 goals coming from the defense today for Adelaide. Johan Levesque had 1. Darren Korstens had 4 points entering the game. Korstens gets shoved off the puck by Kuleshov, regains his composure, tries to find Hanberg, settled down in front, players chipping away at it. Monroe looking for the puck. It finally just squeezes out into the corner. Picked up by Jamie Woodman at the right point. Dumped down low. Levesque on the backhand. Play in front. That got off of a body. Was a Coast player in front of the net. Chipped in from Bortagnan. Bortagnan works his way down low. Plays his way to Korstens. Back to Woodman through traffic. Levesque tried to tip it, and that goes in the corner as it is Stuart Cole-Clark trying to play it out of the zone. Kuleshov can't get there first, and Adelaide doing a good job of maintaining that pressure. 16:24 to go in the third. We haven't had a whistle yet in this final period. Nice dangle by Costa, who walks in, and he'll fire this off the boards, and this goes in behind the goal. Bolger trying to chip away at it. Jamie Woodman on the backhand. Woodman moves his way around, and Woodman will try to walk this one out, and he's got Bolger all over him, and Woodman still somehow played the puck forward.
Looking for a penalty call there. He got away from a 1-on-3, but they hooked it back.
Bortagnan plays it along the near boards. Adelaide chipping away. It's scooped up by Benson, and he's got Riley on a 2-on-1. Benson to Riley. Riley just a little outstretched. Couldn't quite pull the trigger. Chipped back ahead, and it's intercepted by Woodman, who receives a bump from Jack Ransom. Loose puck in front. McDougall trying to grab it. He lays in the body, and the net goes off. And 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the period, finally we have a whistle, but it's again Adelaide being physical like they've been all game long.
Yeah, it's the line that we spoke about earlier. They're playing with edge. You know when they're out there, and Joey leading from the front. He's always laying the body. He's always setting the tone, and the others following. He is the oldest player by about 3 years with this group. It's a young group. So yeah, a lot of future potential. That's
the voice of Tash Ferrier. She's been on the national team with the Australian women's team, GM of the champion of the NHSL Adelaide Extreme, and the star of the Tigers A grade in the local competition.
I thought that was Eric Lean. He scored 5 points last week.
Eric Lean, the other star, another former national team goalie. Avalanche is for one of their first imports. Were you the first Adelaide Avalanche import?
I was there for the inaugural season, yes.
Steele works his way around with the sounds of Hey Ya playing over the loudspeakers. Yeah, Leaner, you came over here to play hockey for a club named the Adelaide Avalanche, and here you are calling their first game.
Well, I'm really proud to see that the name has come back. It was they played some exhibition games in '97, so I'm going to date myself a little bit here. But and then we joined the league in 1999. It was the East Coast League. and then the following year was the birth of the AIHL. So, yeah, I was here to see the birth of it. I love seeing that the name's back on the sweaters.
Tom Sack picks it up, plays it off to the right side. He was looking for Bortagnan, who will angle it forward to Julian Friedrich, 16 years old, first game. Daniel Chen fires a shot. Monroe makes the save. On that Eric Lean, you've got the Avalanche there. Does the name Bill Benedictson ring any bells for you?
Certainly does. Bill Benedictson and I were goaltending partners for the first few years. He's a wonderful man.
Well, I know him through softball here. He just coached the South Australian softball team to their first championship in 66 years.
Well, he would lay down in traffic to win a championship. He was the most intense man I had ever met.
Oh, he was intense during that too. So big shout out to Bill Benedictson and a shout out to the SA Stars. 66 years. It will be a penalty coming up, and Adelaide will go to the power play.
Yeah, little hit on the board. I don't know. I didn't quite see that. I'm looking for the replay.
Yeah, the stick was underneath the feet and just sort of took it out. Look, I'm not going to be concerned if I'm up 4-0, but I would also like to put this game away now. Like, now is the time where you just need to. So it's not surprising to see that he's going to roll out a top line of guys here. Sack should be the shooter, so they really need to look to see if they can get the puck to Sack in a shooting position. One more goal, this game is over.
Benson will settle in for the draw. Skirmishing away for it, and it goes in behind the goal. 4 goals from 4 different goal scorers. Adelaide has 1 power play goal. Siemens is the one with the mark. He just played it off to the left side. Back to Tom Sack. Off the boards to Benson through traffic. Monroe makes the save.
They can afford to be patient here. So there's 14 seconds that's come off the clock. The shot on net that they've taken, Benson on the half wall taking the shot, that's fine. But what they need to do is just keep that puck moving, keep it moving, and wear down the penalty killers and get them creeping down, and then set up Sack on a shot here. So I'd like to see them take the time a little bit, take the shot when it presents itself, but try to get something from the middle of the ice.
14-17 to go in the game, 1:46 to go in the power play. Adelaide with a 4-0 lead. Sack swivels around, drops it off to Benson. Benson, cross-ice pass. It was a nice feed. Shot on goal. That's tipped in front, and the Coast will be able to chip this out into the neutral zone, and Tom Sack will go and hunt this down. Sack, he's got Gorey all over him, and Gorey barrels into the ground. Center to the slot, scores! It's a shorthanded goal. Mike Tisch has Coast on the board, and it's 4-1.
I was literally just going to say that's probably one of the first times of the night that I've noticed a bit of intent coming through. That was a really good forecheck. We had Tisch following in late as a late trailer and just popped it in really nicely. So that was purely just intent on the puck, which we haven't seen.
Gores has been their best player all night. Monroe is starting to make a case for himself because he's bounced back in the second and now in the third. But Gores has been the one that's really kept them in this. 4-1's not a scary score by any stretch of the imagination, and Central Coast, if they can kill this penalty off and get a little bit of pressure, let's see what they can do.
Adelaide has now allowed 3 shorthanded goals on the season, 1 each game. That will not be a stat that they will be very proud of at all. Riley swivels around. If the Coast get the next goal, all of a sudden this becomes very interesting. Jamie Woodman walks in the zone, kind of glides in behind the goal, coasts around the back of the net. He's got Joey McDougall, the captain, with him. Showtime, back to Woodman, and it jumps over Woodman's stick. That's a rarity from Jamie Woodman.
Trade him.
Trade, get rid of him. Jake Riley plays it in around the board. Stuart Cole-Clark there first for the Coast. Chipped up along the near boards, kept in by Jamie Woodman. Dumps it back down low, stretch pass ahead in front of the net. Joey McDougall has this go off a stick and into the corner. 33 seconds to go in the power play, 13 minutes to go in the game. It's now a 4-1 hockey game. Adelaide looking for their first win of the PHL season. So are Coast, though, and now shorthanded. Stuart Cole-Clark's going to skate this one out. He had Bolger with him, but he's content just to drop it in behind the net. Shots on goal, 21-18 at the end of the period. Darren Korstens.
McDavid.
Darren McDavid behind the net? It goes for icing, so it doesn't really matter too much.
I like this power play unit from Adelaide, and obviously having Jamie up the top, but basically they need to be setting up their shooters, and their shooter here should be Jake Riley. So they're going to run out of time on this one, but this unit here, they can do the most amount of damage that on the other side of things. So if they get any more opportunities, I think this should be the one that they throw out there first and really get going on.
Draw one, and Adelaide will try to take this out. Steve Best just plays this off to Jake Riley. Riley with some speed up the ice. Power play comes to an end. Team's back to full strength. Riley down low. He gets tangled up, and Adelaide's going right back to the power play as Jake Riley kept his feet moving, and down he goes.
So again, we're going to see that the line that started the power play last time come back out. They weren't looking to set up on a shot up the top. They were shooting off the flanks, whereas they should be shooting at the top. So what I'd really like to see here is put a shooter out on the wing. So put Hamburg out on the wing, have Sack up top, have a couple of options that are there, and then just start blazing away at the net.
Yeah, I'd like to see that set up too. And you know, you've got Levesque out there, Daniel Chen at the moment. It looks like Woodman's going to stay out to quarterback that. A little bit of chatter between, so there's a bit of heat in this now. And like in hockey, you like to talk about momentum shifts. If someone just scored like a PK goal, that should be a momentum shift. So I'm waiting to see how the Coast respond here. They've taken intent on the PK. Are they going to take the same approach? Because they got a really good opportunity from it.
12:22 to go.
Don't feel bad that Woodman came off the ice and you're 0 for 1 on that. You're just joining a couple guys that are already in the hole.
You wanted to trade him. So.
No, so this is a big point in the game because Central Coast getting the shorthanded goal. Not that you're going out there expecting to get more shorthanded goals, but all of a sudden the game isn't away from them. It is only a 3-goal game. They've got to kill it, and they're going to start taking some risks. And Adelaide have to respect the fact that Central Coast is going to be willing to blow the zone early and take some risks and go from there.
So a team that plays dangerous can be dangerous is what you're saying, but it's going to be a 4-on-4, it looks like.
Oh, interesting.
So I think Jake Riley took a penalty after he was hauled down. That is not what you would like to see from an Adelaide perspective.
Disappointing.
Tip forward. Chen trying to race for it. He has to converge with Tom Sack to chip it out into the neutral zone. Stuart Cole Clark gloves it down and plays it to Hazel. Starting to love that name. That's just a good hockey name to call. Stuart Cole Clark. Adelaide enters the zone. Tom Sack with a player bodied down in front of him. Goes back to Jake Hazel. Hazel will maneuver it forward. Work his way behind the goal. Centering play. Back towards the slot. Shot on goal from Chen. Maley, who's been there all day. Rebound in front. Scores! It's a Danny dime. Daniel Chen makes it 5-1.
Nice hustle from Noah Maley there. He's stuck with the puck. You know, you like to see a couple of young guys out there, and a really good finish for Daniel Chen.
The average age of that line is about 22, and that's just because Sack's the old bugger out there. That's great to see.
Daniel Chen knocks in his first goal of the season. He had a couple assists last weekend, and he's been an impact player at any level he plays in the first game that he plays in.
And, you know, it's one of those things you see shots that sail past the crossbar and hit the back, and it all sounds impressive, and it looked good if it had gone in. How did that puck go in the net? Somebody put it in the middle of the ice. It hit a leg pad. It came back out, and all of a sudden Daniel Chen buries it, and this game is done.
5 goals from 5 different goal scorers. Still 4-on-4 for the next minute 15. There's still 11:35 to go. So Coast, if they need to respond, they need to do it quickly.
Oh, did I call that too early?
Yeah, you might have. But it's 4 goals.
No, everybody, don't turn off your TVs. This will still be good.
I'll tell you what, it would be a heartbreaking game if Adelaide did not close this one out from here. Jonathan Ruth tries to grab the puck off of a rifling shot from Mike Tisch. Gee, he has a quick release, that Mike Tisch. Bortsignon out wide, fires one on goal, and it is Tom Monroe who shuts it down.
So owning the neutral zone, having pucks put in deep, those were the things that worked for Adelaide for the first 2 periods. There is no reason to do anything other than that now, and especially if they want to beat you, make them come all the way out of their own end. They've been very good on the body tonight. Central Coast is trying to adjust to new dimensions and a different ice surface. You could close out this game even if you didn't score anything else. You just need to choke this off now.
Tom Sack plays this in behind the goal. Jake Hazel gets there first. He takes an awkward tumble, and it's an opportunity for Coast, but Jake Hazel gets back up, grabs the puck, and he'll play it back towards the net. Hazel just played his first national level game last weekend. Off towards the right side. Working down low, Stuart Cole Clark has the puck taken away from him from Julian Friedwig, who lobs it back towards the point. Long shot in, that's blocked by the Coast, and it goes all the way back, and Jake Hazel will grab it. He's one of the only natural defensemen on this Adelaide roster. He and Jamie Woodman, the two of them right now on this team. Andrew Chen is hurt. Korstens fires a shot on goal, steered aside from Tom Monroe. Korstens knocked away. Play back towards the point, centering play in front of the net. Sack fanned on the shot, he fanned on it again. He's 0 for 2 in one go, and somehow Coast can't clear. Shot on net, rebound in front, and crashing in front of the net was Jared Siemens. He was looking for his second of the game. Puck taken away. Korstens, a nice little drop pass to Sack, and that goes off a skate and out of play. 9:55 to go, 5-1 Adelaide lead.
Better from Jake Riley. Those last two shots, even though that one got blocked and it got kicked out, both of those shots lower, and you're going to create opportunities, and now you've got a face-off in that, and everything about that, that's how this Adelaide team is going to cause problems in the PHL this year, is they have speed, they have physicality, and if they start to learn how to manufacture goals, they will be an absolute handful.
Coast win the draw. They'll lob this out towards the center line, and Zach Steele will get there first. Steele has laid out 4 huge hits in this game. He's done everything but score. Jake Riley with speed burns to the outside off the side of the net. Some people in the crowd thought that one went in. Played back around the boards. Bolger gets there first, can't quite clear the zone. McDougall plays it around. In positive signs for Adelaide, they've scored 5 goals from 5 different goal scorers, and their top line has yet to generate a goal in this game. That is something that you'd probably be feeling good about, knowing there's probably more to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, is it, Joey McDougall.
Kuleshov in tight on the backhand. Matusz Trinka makes his most difficult save yet, and Adelaide tries to go on the counterattack.
As I was saying, Joey, who's actually got the puck now, he's a team-first guy, and he'd be promoting that attitude throughout the locker room. Benson
dangles around one, cuts through the middle. You know those goals are going to come eventually. Kuleshov out wide. Dmitry Kuleshov stops, pops, centering. It was a nice play. Looking for his brother Ivan, younger by about a year and a half. Ivan 16, Dmitry 18, or just about to turn 18. Maley out wide, stops, turns, loses an edge. He was looking for Daniel Chen. He couldn't quite release that pass, so Chen will have to go there and support. Chen with the puck now, fires one on goal. That one's blocked off the side. Maley, he's been hounding around the net all night long. Best shot through traffic. 8:28 to go in the game. Bortignon, shot, goes off the backboards, and Adelaide will be happy with just seconds peeling off the clock, because every second that passes makes it more difficult for Coast to come back from this 4-goal deficit. Bortignon chips it off the boards. Jamie Woodman enters the zone. Played away, and it's a centering play, intercepted. Korstens drops it off. Chen fanned on the shot. Korstens down low. Steve Best was lurking in front of the net. He couldn't quite connect. Chen barrels into one player, but Coast will take this the other direction. Jonathan Ruth works his way in front. Matusz Trinka will freeze the play. No threat. 7:49 to go. Adelaide 5, Coast 1, as a bit of kind words exchanged as you see Beth Beauchal and Joey Resick break that up.
Avalanche might be going on a PK here. Coast giving a power play from that first, I think. I don't think any other penalties will be given after that. So Stevie Best heading to the penalty box, and Coast will be on a power play.
Well, if there's a glimmer of life for the Coast, it's because of that. Steve Best dumping Alistair Rye in front of the net. This is a power play for the obvious statement of the year. Coast got to score here.
They have to score. It's a long weekend. There's a lot of hockey to go. It's not just about today. And, even if they don't come out of today, they've still got 3 periods of hockey tomorrow, 20 minutes stop time. So it's a big weekend, and they've got to be thinking forward too.
Mike Tisch trying to take the draw for the Coast, working against Darren Korstens. Coast are 0 for 4 on the power play today. They did score 1 goal. It was shorthanded, and it was earlier in this period. Adelaide led 3-0 after 1, 4-0 after 2, and it's 5-1 right now. Tisch circles it back. Emil Gorey enters the zone. He was the one that was a catalyst of setting up that shorthanded goal that Tisch banked in. Levesque was almost off for the races. Korstens tries to play it in the center. Gorey plays it off to the right. Tip back. Siemens centering play, and that one trickles all the way down. 1:26 to go in the power play. 7:13 in the game.
You've got a 5-on-4. You got to find 2-on-1s. This individual effort's not going to get it done. They need to get back to their structure.
Bortignon chips it around the boards. Chip forward from Jamie Woodman and out into the central area, and it bounces over Stuart Cole Clark's stick. Ben Hanberg trying to hunt that one down. Cole Clark up towards the center of the ice. Tip forward, off to Mike Tisch. Tisch around the boards, and it caroms all the way around. Ben Handberg will greet that. Can't quite clear the zone. Ruth does a good job keeping it in, but Noah Maley absorbs a hit and tries to bounce right back forward, but Coast will settle it down with 45 seconds to go or less in the man advantage. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Handberg plays it off the near boards. Picked up once again onto the right side. Cole Clark off to the left for Ivan Kuleshov. Dimitri will chase this one down. Daniel Chen ties up his stick. McDougall, or Woodman rather. Easy to mix the two up. Woodman can't quite clear the zone. Kuleshov delays, shot, good save from Matusz Trinka. Back down in the corner. Coast trying to hound the puck out again. Costa out towards the right point. Kopp distributes to the left. Dmitry Kuleshov looking for Braden Costa. Costa centering play. He gets knocked off the puck. Coast fan on the pass trying to get it out towards the point. Power play is now over. 5:42 to go. Adelaide still with a 4-goal lead. Tash, you made a point earlier saying that they got to play a game tomorrow. You played a lot of games in your career in the AWIHL where you play Saturday night, you back it up Sunday morning, Sunday early afternoon. Take us through, what do the players do after this, and how do you erase a game where maybe it's not going your well?
You know what? They're probably going to have a brief review. They're going to go to dinner, and then they're just going to keep looking forward. You can't dwell on this because they have to reset for tomorrow. They've got a long game ahead of them.
So we've got the top line for the Avalanche against the third line for Central Coast. You talked about that they haven't scored any goals yet, but they've had a lot of in-zone time. So other people are getting the rewards for the work that this line is doing. This could really be a backbreaker if they could hem them in here for a long period of time.
5:32 to go in the game. Bolger plays it back to his defense. Can they clear the zone? It is swiped at by Zach Steele, but goes all the way back, and Jake Hazel plays it off to Jake Riley. Riley turns on the burners, enters the zone, looking out wide. He angles backwards. Riley backhands it down low, looking for his partner in crime, Nathaniel Benson. Benson to McDougall. McDougall drops it back to Steele. Steele looking for McDougall again. He gets tied up, and the puck goes into the corner where Tom Cross will play it off, looking for Connor Bolger. Turnover, down low, Benson. Monroe makes the save. Under 5 minutes to go now, 5-1 lead.
So the first line
hemmed him in there.
Hemmed him in, and 30 to 35 seconds and a couple plays, and now you've got your next line coming out, and hopefully for the Avalanche, they can take advantage of spending a lot of in-zone time.
I'll tell you, a player that Coast will be loving to see, he'll be here in a couple weeks, is Kale Costa, one of the biggest up-and-coming names in Australian ice hockey. He plays in the Czech Pro Leagues. He's one of the top junior scorers in the Czech Junior League right now, and he's Australian-born. He's from Sydney. He'll be playing on this Coast team. Coach Andrew Petrie said he might be a top 3 or 4 Australian ice hockey player right now, regardless of what league he plays in. That will be fun to watch when he returns for the Coast. I think Adelaide will have to deal with him next time that they play each other. That'll be in June in Central Coast at the Arena Ice Arena. 4:24 to go. Julian Friedrich trying to work back behind the goal for Adelaide. Steve Best gets there first. Centering play looking for Friedrich in front, and Emil Gorey will intercept this and swivel around, but Julian Friedrich all over him. Friedrich knocks the puck away. Stretch pass off to the left side. Gorey tries to join the rush, enters the zone, and it goes into the corner. Steve Best trying to evade Alistair Rye. Rye centering play, looking for Tisch, fires one through. He had Trinka down. Trinka, who is moving left, right, center, up, down, all over the place in his 56-shot effort versus the Ducks, has had a lot less work this game, but he's stopped all but one puck so far with 3:42 to go. Costa enters the zone, rifles one through. That goes off Trinka and wide. Woodman picks up the puck. He's off to the races. It's 4 black jerseys working their way up the ice. Woodman fires a shot through Tom Monroe, and that's kicked into the corner, but Adelaide back on the attack. Ben Handberg centering play, looking for a man in front. Kept in from Seaman, shot down low, rebound, pumps down into the corner. 3:16 to go. Centering play in front, a good opportunity from Ben Handberg. He's had a nice debut at the national stage. Handberg tips away in the corner, still with the puck. Off to the right side, whipped back to the point. It goes past Zach Steele. Is it kept in? It is. Steele tipped over to the right side. Good shift from this Adelaide line. Corstens fires one through, and another big shift from Adelaide's offense.
Yeah, look, Munro has stood up a couple of times now. They've had a lot of offensive action up here, and Munro has stepped up, and he's holding the fort there for the Coast, and they'd be happy to have him there right now.
So you can see with the Central Coast team, if this was a skills competition, they're probably in there because they've got some good individual skills. They have had their hands full with a team that's actually coming and playing a good systematic game.
Sack tries to chip it up into the neutral zone as they enter the zone. So who are you looking at in a game where there's been 5 different goal scorers from Adelaide? How do you name, who would you go with your 3 stars in this game in your mind, Tash Ferrier and Eric Lee?
Zach Steele would absolutely be up there. So the work that he did in the first period, we haven't seen as much of it in the third period from Zach, but what he was able to do in the first period changed the complexion of this game completely.
Who stood out for you, Tash?
Yeah, look, I can't go past Stevie Best at the moment. I think he's had a really good game, and he's been the glue.
And scored.
Yep, and he's smart, and he's just setting up the plays, and he's been very valuable for the Avalanche tonight.
So we'll often overlook at Jamie Woodman when he plays, but you can see the balance that Jamie Woodman has brought to this game.
And he's helped set up a goal coming off the wing. A big hit down in the corner, Tom Sack. He's had a good game too. He's also scored. Benson works his way up the zone. Benson dangles through. He's still got the puck on a string, and he gets tangled up at the last second with 2:08 to go. And now Gorey trying to get something started with Joey McDougall. And are they going to go? McDougall and Gorey maybe exchanging some words en français. And if they were in English, I don't know if we can repeat them on the broadcast. They'll get broken up by Rezic and Beauchamp, but there's Gorey trying to do a little bit more.
Yeah, so McDougall got into it a little bit with Bai, who's been very physical this game. Got one up a little bit high on him with a cross-check or a high stick, and Gorey stepped in to help out his teammate. I think that's good restraint from Joey McDougall as the captain of this team, I want to be on the ice when this game's over. I want to lead my team out there and be the captain that brought a win back to Adelaide. It might sound silly to some, but we've been starved for a win here for a long, long time.
Yeah, and I would expect nothing less from Joey. And you know what? He's never one to back down from a tilt, but he's wearing the C tonight. And yeah, he's definitely done that team first attitude, as I mentioned before.
So, Eric, Tash, who are we giving the first start to tonight in a total team effort? This is hard. There's no standout, is there? Because everybody's done a great job.
Yeah.
It's tough to name a first one, isn't it?
It's tough.
I love your 3 stars. Like, I'm on board with them.
I think the first star for me has been Jamie Woodman.
Yeah.
Let's give it to Woodman. Woodman, Steele, and Best.
That sounds good to me.
In a team effort, that is what we'll do with our 3 stars. Jamie Woodman first, Steve Best second, and Zach Steele third in a team effort. You get 2 guys that don't show up necessarily on the score sheet, but made a huge impact in this game.
Yeah.
3 different players too, right? They just bring something completely individual to the group, and it's just been super visible from all 3 of them. So, yeah, I'm really happy. I think that Steele has really set the tone in terms of using his body and laying out those players, and he's using his body to his advantage, and it's been great to watch.
2 minutes and 1 second to go. It's been almost 1,400 days since Adelaide has had a national level win. It was on July 22nd, 2018. The Adelaide Adrenaline, they were, at the time, they beat the Perth Thunder 2-1 right here on a Sunday afternoon at the Ice Arena. And an Adelaide national level hockey team has not seen a win since July 22nd, 2018. It's been 1,000 days between home games. It's been almost 1,400 days between wins for 7 of these players, so this will mean a lot to a lot of these players on this team. This is a completely different group of Adelaide players since you would have last seen them on a national level when they went 0-28 in the AIHL. A lot has happened in local ice hockey, and certainly a group that feels a lot closer together. Adelaide tips it out. Daniel Chen, he's got 1 goal already. He walks in with speed, fires a shot, rebound in front. He's still diving down, trying to poke it, even though his team is up 4 goals with 55 seconds to go. Effort from start to finish from this Avalanche team, and Corstens trying to go at it too. Tish enters the zone, blocked by Woodman. Woodman behind the goal, plays it around the boards and out with 40 seconds to go. A lot of these fans have waited a long time to see what we are about to see. It's been a long time since Adelaide's had 3 points in any competition. And they are 24 seconds away as the puck hemmed down in the corner.
Surprised.
Almost a flawless game for Adelaide other than a shorthanded goal that they allowed earlier in the game. 10 seconds go, fans starting their reception. Coast will chip this one out. It's played deep in the zone. 4 seconds to go. Woodman fittingly will clear it down. It's picked up by Friedrich, and the Adelaide Avalanche are in the win column. Adelaide 5, Coast 1. And a deserved standing ovation in the crowd. Adelaide gets 3 in the first from Levesque, Best, and Sack. Siemens on the power play made it 4-0 in the second. Mike Tisch had a shorthanded goal in the only little blip that Adelaide had, and Daniel Chen helped ice it to make it 5-1 moments later. It was kind of a picture-perfect game for Adelaide in their home opener.
They controlled the game. There was a lot of contributions. They rolled lines. They were able to get everybody involved. You had 6 defensemen. You had 12 forwards. Coach Matern did a fantastic job getting everybody out on the ice. I think that was fantastic, and you set yourself up for a good one tomorrow.
Yeah, look, I think Avalanche were definitely looking for that. They came in with that intent. They had 2 losses last week, but they didn't leave there upset. Like, they would consider them good losses. It was late goals. They played really well, and this is a really good way just to cap off their home series.
A 5-1 win. Adelaide's off to Bowden Brewery if anyone's watching on the stream and wants to go have a meal with the Adelaide and the Central Coast team. But yeah, how do you make sure that you don't have a letdown tomorrow and don't just be content with a 5-1 lead?
Well, they didn't have to empty the tag. They didn't do this because they played 2 lines and 4 defensemen. So the nice part about what just happened is nobody's completely done and dusted, and away you go. So you probably come back with Friedrich and net, and you don't have to change a single thing of what you did up front. You just have to remember what worked for you and get right back to it. You don't start the game 5-1. You start the game 0-0, but you get back to all those little things that you just did to give yourself the lead.
Yeah, they know what to expect now. You know, they hadn't played Coast before. They didn't know what to expect. You can only watch the vision, but you don't really know how a team plays. They know now. They know, and I think Coast will be looking to bring a little bit more tomorrow. They had a lot of isolated efforts coming out of the defensive zone. There wasn't a lot of united stuff coming out of there, and I think, upon their review, they might look at that. But yeah, Avalanche will take the same approach. I have no regrets about that.
Well, we'll leave it with a phrase that I haven't said in 1,400 days. Adelaide win, Adelaide win, Adelaide win. 3 points for the home team, and we'll see you tomorrow for a 12:30 puck drop.